Hi, everybody. I'm Willem.
And I'm Tim.
And this is Hear Me Out Pitch. I think it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh every time. I get a chuckle out of it. Almost at 100 episodes.
That's crazy.
Do you think we can make it the end of this year? Probably not.
We'd have to do 3 episodes in 1 week.
I can do a solo one. Doesn't take that long. I do have someone who'd love to do one with us.
We can also do short episodes.
I can do a short one. I can do a short one for sure. I was going to talk about Ghost of Yotai because I love that game. So definitely want to talk about that. I also want to talk, I really want to talk about, how they want to do God of War. Like, I just want to make it just, because I got opinions and I think they can just, I think a future episode, we will talk about our favorite video games based on story. Not based on gameplay, based on the story. But sometimes the gameplay is what, like, because I love Control.
Yeah.
Because the gameplay is the story. You get power. Like, I will argue, and I've told Tim this. I've told Tim this. I think that Control does better use of the Force powers than any game. I will have to show you a little bit of play. I am so excited. They just announced a sequel.
I watched you play a little bit.
All right. It is one of my favorites. And the next game is more based on melee weapon. It's going to be the lead character's brother this time. And he has a melee weapon. And I'm going to go. And I just thought to myself, the third Jedi's game, better. They have to. If this game comes out and it's an amazing melee with Force powers, the third installment of Survivor is going to go, oh heaven, start sweating because they got to step it up. But that's not true. I like the Elder.
Survivor was so good.
Oh, so good. Oh. I just love good games. I love a good story. That is a good idea for an episode. If anyone,
kind of surprised we haven't done it yet.
Because it's hard.
It is.
Because a video game is a different animal than a movie or a book. Like, it's not like, and I saw a funny video, and I promise we're gonna get to it. We haven't done this is what happens when me and Tim go, yeah, we got this, let's go. He walks in the door and we're like, ABC, go. And then all of a sudden, no, we have to do the talking. So you're gonna get a part of it now.
What you guys don't realize is before we actually record, we usually spend 30 minutes talking.
Because
today, I've only been here for maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, and we've been recording. The camera's been going for 4 minutes, 20, like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Half of that. So we're doing great. But in the early episodes, you all will see here, if you ever listen to them.
Yep.
So anyway, point is, last thing was, I saw a funny clip about how books are so strange because we read the words and we come up with the imagination. Movie, we are now seeing what the imagination is, but we're just hearing a story still. Video games, yes, it's a story, but you are leading it along at your own pace.
You're living it
to a degree. And there are some games that I will play many times because I need that story. I have had video games make me laugh, cry.
There is one
break
that
controllers.
I have just started over again because it is so good.
Which game?
Survivor.
Oh, why did I even like?
I just finished Fallen Order, and so now I'm back to Survivor. And Survivor, I gotta say, guys, Jedi Survivor is my favorite Star Wars. It is my favorite Star Wars story outside of the original 6 movies. And that is a difficult thing.
But is it knocking on the windows like, hey, let me in?
Yeah.
The thing is, you can't enjoy it without. Anyway, I'm reining it in.
We'll talk about.
We'll talk about it more.
Episode.
I think that'd be a lot of fun because we've talked about. Yeah.
Just know that will be on my list.
I am nervous about. I will say this in a pre thing before. I am nervous about our storytelling in video games as well, and I am sick of mindless. I can't do Minecraft. Can't do Fortnite. For me, it's just a lot of. I think. It's a lot of fun, but I want stories. I want stories, and that's what I need. Speaking of stories, today Tim has requested that we talk about a certain topic, and I am very much ready for it and excited.
Guys, I'm so happy. I am so sad. I don't have a red t-shirt. Well, I can't cosplay as the willy-nilly silly old bear. I can't.
Oh, bother,
For those
Tim.
of you who didn't catch the reference,
Tim,
shame on your.
You don't
shame
have
on
a
you.
red shirt, Tim.
No, I don't.
No red shirt for Tim. Oh, bother.
Again, if
I
you
wish
don't
I was better
understand
at
the
that.
reference, we're going to talk about Winnie the Pooh today.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
A character who grew up with me and Willem. Actually, grew up with our parents
And grandparents. He's old. He is when Disney got permission to use this beloved character, it really changed things. And I love the books. I own.
The books are great.
I don't know where they are. Anyway, because I look back and I was like, oh, that's my Lord of the Rings collection.
Probably over there.
No, it's. There might be a book collection that I am not allowed to take from my family home. I think they're up on the shelf, and they're big books. So
yeah,
I've always wanted, love it. Anyway, we're talking about Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
And why? Why did that silly old bear come into your mind?
So here,
what would cause you to talk about that?
I am a dad.
What? He is? Damn, when were you going to tell me? It's not mine, right? I am keeping that in because that's funny.
That is funny. There are not a lot of things that can make my son stop crying. And he's only 4.5 months old, so like, he's gonna cry. It's what they do, and that's fine. But there are a few things that make him immediately just stop crying, and Winnie the Pooh is one of those. And I remember loving Winnie the Pooh growing up. We didn't watch it as much when I started to get older, but now that I'm an adult and I have Disney Plus and I can watch it whenever I want, I have been watching it.
We are not sponsored. This episode today is sponsored. Just kidding.
This episode today is sponsored by us.
Yeah. Nothing. If you'd like to. No,
Anyway.
if I can just share, because you share that story,
Yeah.
and I'll share my. I do not know this experience, but whenever Winnie the Pooh is brought up in my family or extended family, my parents. I'm the oldest child, and I was a really small baby. I was 3 months premature. This tiny small thing. The point is, small baby, and for anyone who has regularly listened to the podcast or who knows me personally, you all know my laugh. Now imagine a 7 to 1 year old baby that whenever my parents were sad or having a hard time because they were new parents with a very sick baby, whenever they'd want to feel better, they would turn on the Misadventures of Winnie the Pooh, and the scene where Pooh Bear falls out of the honey tree, oof, 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 and I'll try to maybe put a scene up somehow. Probably can't, but
We'll get hit with the copyright.
We'll be hit with a lot of stuff, but yeah, apparently it would cause me to laugh beyond belief, and it was a highlight to my parents. I never do that. I mean, the way he falls out of the tree is still pretty funny, but wonderful characters. And I will say, though, I want to do a big shout out. I know he'll never see this video, but I got to do a big shout out to the Jim Cummings for being the best Winnie the Pooh for my whole life. He has been Winnie the Pooh since 1990. It's either 94. It's in between 94 and 98. And yeah, so it's
Winnie the Pooh, Tigger.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just my big thing. But I've yammered on enough. Tim has been very excited, and so he's leading this one today.
I've been wanting to talk about Winnie the Pooh for the last, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
4 weeks, something like that.
And sorry again for last week. Girlfriend was visiting from long distance, and I was sick. So it was terrible. So
Him being sick.
me being sick. I love you so much. I hate being sick. Anyway,
I mostly wanted to talk about kind of what the genius behind Winnie the Pooh is, and why, this is hear me out pitch, but you can't have a story without a wonderful character, and that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about one of the most iconic characters meant for younger audiences and beloved by all.
Yeah.
And who better to talk about than Winnie the Pooh when it comes to iconic characters that all children should know and should grow up watching.
I just have to say, I know it wasn't the most popular of Disney movies, but the Christopher Robin movie,
so good.
one of my favorites.
I really
one of my favorite live actions.
And I mean, it had Ewan McGregor in it.
It did. So of course Tim would love it. But
that was a really good movie.
The scene where I want a balloon. No, you can't have. But I want to grab it. Or then he gets up to the ticket counter for the train. Why is that? And Pooh is traumatized. Why is that man in a cage? And it just kills me. And Pooh and Christopher Robin's like, what? But I want the balloon, Christopher Robin. Yes. I love him so much. I wish I could do the voice better. So
I think you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Now you just got to get your Tigger.
I'm good. Only Tiggers can do it best, and I just cannot. I can't. He's too. I know it's ironic for me to say he's just too rambunctious for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm more of a Christopher Robin. Just gotta like make an old man. Eeyore is my second favorite though. So anyway. Yep. So why Pooh Bear? What? Damn. Okay, that's a lot of notes he's got.
It's about 2 pages, or well, really a page and a half. Yeah. And the half page is related. It's a little bit different.
It's him just tapping.
It's for after.
Letters.
It's actually my notes for D&D and how I'm going to throw Winnie the Pooh at them as a giant scary monster.
Oh, do you want some honey? Honey Barrage, you are now stuck in place. Oh
no. This is.
Oh, good. He didn't write that down.
I have a handful of things. The genius behind Winnie the Pooh, right? And why Winnie the Pooh is why Winnie the Pooh is so beloved by everybody. And I do have to note that while I was thinking about these items and things, you have to realize that the era that Winnie the Pooh became popular, there wasn't as much saturation in the market for characters like Winnie the Pooh. And so he kind of was slingshotted up to the forefront. Nowadays, if Winnie the Pooh began now, I think it would still be really popular because of the way it is. But I do think it would get overshadowed by a few things just because we have such an oversaturated market on children's characters. The fact that it existed so long ago and has endured speaks to its genius. And the number one reason why I think it's so genius is because it is simple.
He's a simple bear.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. He is a bear of very little brain, and it is all of the movies and the shows. They are all super simple. There's never, okay, I can't say never, but the original stories, the older stories, there's very little that is complicated to understand. It's all pretty straightforward. You're not trying to guess, oh, the man in the mask is really Iron Man, or really it's Iron Man is Tony Stark and he's trying to hide it from her, and all of the behind the scenes things going on. Like, yeah, there's a lot there in Winnie the Pooh that is just, it's straightforward, right? One of my favorite examples is the Baxen from The Great Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, or maybe Many Adventures. I don't remember. It's one of the movies. Christopher Robin leaves a note and said
he has to be back soon.
He will be back soon, and Owl
as the back
reads it, and he's like, Christopher Robin was taken by the Baxon. And then they start creating the Baxon based on their own personal fears. And I think that's also genius. And each of the characters are very unique, and the characters are simple, but with their own personality. Like
Rabbit is a very stingy gardener. You have Gopher,
Gopher isn't in the books.
No, but I absolutely love
Gopher. One of the best.
He's one of my favorites.
He's a very good character. I love his whistle.
I wish I could whistle like that, but and honey. Eeyore is wonderful. Him and Charlie Brown would be best friends.
Yep. And then there's Kanga and Roo.
Oh, one of the best motherly characters. She's very sweet. Mm-hmm. I love her.
And then there's Rabbit and Piglet, and then there's Owl. Can't sing it,
and most
because I don't.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to get.
You got it. You started it. My brain was like, ah.
But then, before we get to Winnie the Pooh, then there's Tigger, who isn't in the song, but Tigger is one of the most. He's not in the original theme song.
No, wait.
Eeyore, or a donkey named Eeyore, is his friend. There's Kanga and Little Roo. There's Rabbit and Piglet. And
what?
Owl. But most of all, Winnie the Pooh.
There's no Tigger. Tigger's just like, oh.
Tigger came later, and that's okay.
That's funny.
But Tigger is another character, and we'll talk about each of those characters individually in a minute. Like I said, all of those characters are very, very simple in their design and in how they interact with Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin and each other.
It just helps, and they're all just made specific. And the undertone of this episode is just like how it's to help, not help, but how to help interact with children. You see Eeyore on the screen, you know Eeyore is going to be sad, and it's really nice when Eeyore smiles. Like the times where Eeyore smiles, you're like, oh. When Roo is being silly and cute, and Kanga's talking to him, you're like, I want to go see my mom. And then Tigger being rambunctious, you're like, oh, settle down, And then Pooh is just kind, and you're like, oh.
And there is one character that we haven't mentioned yet, and we'll talk about him in a minute as well. We'll get there.
Okay.
And it's not Christopher Robin. We haven't even mentioned this character. I will get there in a second. Because the memorable characters they're a little bit lower on my list, though.
Okay. All right.
One of the other reasons why I think Winnie the Pooh is so genius is the relatable problems and flaws of each character, specifically Winnie the Pooh, but of all of them, right?
I too have an obsession with honey.
I think some of the relatable problems, you look at Rabbit, for example. How many of us want control? How many of us see the Tiggers in our life, the crazy, weird people out there that are just out of control, and we're like, we've got to rein that in. Can't have that. And then there's other times where we want to be the Tigger, where we want to be crazy and wild and have fun. How many of us are Piglet?
Timid and scared.
Aww. Having trouble finding our courage, but once we do.
Owl, being a know-it-all, and even though you're like, I can't let them know I don't know, so I'm going with it. Yeah, I've done that.
Baxon.
Can you not? I cannot not.
Yeah, exactly. And it's they are relatable problems and flaws. One of the movies that we've been watching a lot lately is the it was A Very Merry Pooh Year. It's the Christmas one.
Cute.
And the New Year's one. They have one of the things is Pooh Bear forgot to put what he wants in the letter to Santa. And so he does his best to try to get back, and then he feels really bad. And so he goes around and he knows what his friends want. He knows what his friends asked for. And because the letter wasn't sent to Santa and he feels bad because it's his fault, he goes around with Piglet and they DIY their own gifts to everybody, right? Rabbit wants the bug sprayer, and so Pooh Bear takes a teapot and makes one, and it's fragile and it breaks, and Rabbit gets a little upset about it, but Pooh did his best, right? And Tigger wanted basically a snowshoe spring so he could bounce on the snow, and he got that, and it broke and it didn't work. But again, Pooh Bear was just doing his best, and I feel like that's a very relatable thing where it's a flaw. You know, Pooh made a mistake, and so now he's trying to rectify that mistake, and maybe it's not the best anyone can do, but it's his best, and that's what matters. And I think that's a really important thing to teach the kids, and that's another point I'll get to later. Another thing is kind of the limited understanding and just the limited understanding while maintaining cleverness and an ability to work around that lack of understanding. Again, for example, the Baxen. It is one of the most well-known movies, I think, aside from the Heffalump movie, and maybe the Tigger movie.
Oh.
But Owl makes a mistake and is like, Christopher Robin. I almost said Charlie Brown. Christopher Robin was taken by the Baxen, and so they are doing their best. They don't understand that Christopher Robin is with his family.
He'll be back soon. He'll promise.
They don't understand that, right? And that speaks to kind of how relatable it is to how children think. And that's another point. Because how kids think, it's a lot shorter term. But I work with children, and I have discovered that these children, these 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, they are some of the most clever people I've ever met, because despite their limited understanding of the world and how things work, they still come up with solutions on their own. And it's so cute to watch, and I love it. And that is something that Winnie the Pooh does, right? Again, the letter to Santa, that it doesn't make it. It's never delivered to the North Pole because Pooh Bear sends the letter off when the wind is blowing south because he thought the S stood for Santa, right? And so he goes and he makes mistakes, and so he goes around and he tries to fix that mistake by creating those gifts that his friends want. And they're not perfect. They're not the gifts that his friends want, but he's doing his best because that's what he needs to do. Another thing, right before we get to characters, is the childlike curiosity of all of the characters. They are all so curious about everything, and the shows and the movies and the books, they all carry this air of just that childlike wonder, where it's just, this is such a great thing. For Pooh Bear, it's honey. Honey is the most important thing in the world, and
he likes it a lot.
In all reality, if you just drink gallons of honey, you're probably going to get sick of it.
Let me tell you, that they lied to me. I always like, you know what? No, the reason why I love cheese so much is because of Pooh Bear, because they animated the honey to look like cheese,
like the spray.
And cheese. Not even that, just like the delicious nacho cheese. Just delicious. Like I always I think of Pooh. Like it's sad because if I hear Winnie the Pooh honey, I'm like, I need some nachos right now. I love honey. I used it recently to make some tea for being sick. But and Piglet always wants to try to be more brave. Rabbit just really wants his garden to be okay. Can't get being a mother. Owl needs to read everything, and Eeyore just wants to be alone. And that's just how they are. But every time they see Christopher Robin, they're always like, what did you learn? And he's like trying to teach them. And Christopher Robin's always like, all right, I know everything. And it's just so cute. Just such a cute premise.
Speaking of all of those characters, who do you want to talk about first?
I mean,
the whole cast. We'll talk about my special character last.
Just a few little remarks on my end. I think, like I said, I'll go with Eeyore. We'll maybe leave Winnie for. We've talked enough about Winnie the Pooh, but for Eeyore, I think he's one of my favorites because the older I get, the more I realize that I know this might be shocking, but I'm a pretty happy person. Not saying
never
I've never
guessed.
Not saying I've never felt depressed, never, but I think it was very nice seeing someone who was struggling and who was sad, and how I can't relate to Eeyore, but I can relate to how Eeyore feels on some days, and I'll always try to make sure that the Eeyores everywhere are being checked in on. So, yeah, love them.
I am trying to find a picture right now to show Willem. I'll send it to you later, maybe if I can find it. But when I was little, I dressed up as Eeyore for Halloween. I don't know.
Am I allowed to share it, Tim?
I don't know if I can even find it.
If you find it, am I allowed to put it and let them see it?
Yeah.
I'm excited. And if I find it and it's done, it's going to be put right here. Oh, little tiny Eeyore Tim. Oh. If I don't find it, then that was all just whooshy, and I look like a dummy.
I don't know if I have it saved. I will ask my mother.
Well, you find it then.
I will do my best.
Because
I'm sorry.
I want to see it. Again, but, hopefully it was there, but now.
Yeah. If not, I apologize.
He made me
anyway,
look like a fool.
I grew up loving Eeyore, and my brother grew up loving Tigger, which is hilarious because of our personalities should be swapped.
Oh bother.
Actually, I think that picture is of him dressed up as Eeyore.
Oh, I guess we're not going to see it.
I think it's him dressed up as Eeyore because I was the conductor from Thomas the Tank Engine. Anyway,
I love it.
Anyway, yeah, Eeyore is fantastic. I've got an aunt who loves Eeyore. You show her anything that's Eeyore, and she squeals with delight, and it is awesome.
And he's voiced by Optimus Prime, the Peter Cullens. Why not? Like, in some renditions, I know this most recent one he was not, but still, just hearing like the most like the gruffy like Autobots roll out, like just having that, just Pooh Bear, we must find Christopher Robin, like just it's amazing because he just changes it and just hello, like just if you all need to find a cute video, look up Peter Cullen being Optimus and Eeyore, because someone asked him at a con, hey, what would Eeyore and Optimus be like? It was like, hello, Optimus. What's wrong, Eeyore? No, nothing. Eeyore, whose butt do I have to kick? And you're like, yes, I love it. Anyway, sorry. Love Eeyore. Love him. I love him. He's great. He's great.
Eeyore's great.
Go check on your Eeyores, everybody.
Now we have to talk about the duo, Kanga and Little Roo. Because they are together. They are mother and son, and
they really were always together until you had like the Tigger movie, and those things. Like he wasn't really anything special. He was always in his mama's pouch, and he's just a baby, and he's just really cute. It's like, oh, we're going south. No, north, dear. Like, that's what I love, is that they all are, none of them are smart. Like, none of them are, because they're at the level that Christopher Robin is. And so Kanga will use intuition and motherly kindness, and he's trying to implement his mom. But sometimes, like, Kanga would say stuff, and you're like, oh, Kanga, you're so wrong. But I love it. So sorry. Sorry I went off about it.
No, you're good. I've been going off about everything else. Yeah, I love Kanga because she reminds me of my grandma, just in the way that, I don't know, just the way that my grandma raised me, and just that kind of motherly love and kindness. Yeah, my grandma would yell at me sometimes, and I got in a lot of trouble because I was not a perfect child. But when it came down to brass tacks, it was my grandma was always very loving, and every time I see Kanga on screen, I just see my grandma.
I'm your grandma.
And Rue is one of my favorite characters out of the entire cast, because he's just so innocent. He's so little. He just wants to learn. He just wants to be a part of things. And like you said, in the earlier stuff, he's not. Yeah. You know, he's just a baby. But in some of the other movies and in these later shows and stuff, more recently, he's becoming a very inquisitive little kangaroo. Like, he just wants to be a part of things and understand. And there's, you know, we've got the Tigger movie, where
I really like that one.
The Tigger movie is really pretty.
I was really surprised how cute it was, and just like it got very sad. There was just parts, and I think that's how we have to definitely talk about Tigger next if we're going to talk about this movie. But just Rue's part in that movie, and you know, Tigger runs off after, you know, their plan to be like, we're your family, and then Rue's like, it was really cute.
Rue wants a big brother, and he got that big brother in our next character, Tigger.
Yeah.
Talking about Tigger, my aunt gave me, I believe it was my aunt. 99% sure it was my aunt. It might be my grandma.
He doesn't know it.
Pretty sure it was my aunt.
He was little.
I was. My very first baby blanket was a Tigger blanket. Oh. I really hope my dad still has it somewhere, because I can't find it. But it was a little Tigger blanket, a little green blanket with Tigger all over it. And, you know, so the most wonderful thing about Tigger's...
Very wonderful things.
He's the only one. And... oh, man.
It's because he was hunted. His kind was hunted. He's endangered. And I'll get him. You're worth quite a lot, Tigger. I'm sorry. They really want your spring.
I love Tigger.
I am so everyone going, oh.
I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to move past it.
We're going to just bust through that.
My favorite part about Tigger, aside from him being the only one, is the fact that he is just whimsical and fun, while also carrying a spirit of, these are my friends and I will do my best to take care of them and to make them happy. And he doesn't always understand how to do that, right? He is constantly at odds with Rabbit, constantly. But that's because...
headstrong versus reserved.
Yeah. Rabbit doesn't often show, and we'll talk about Rabbit next, because he's the next one in the song. But Rabbit doesn't often express his feelings aside from frustration.
He is an introvert. Yeah. He's an introvert. He is one of the... I look at people and I go, oh, you're Rabbit. Because people are like, oh, Rabbit's my favorite. I'm like, of course he is.
But then Tigger just wants to make Rabbit happy. He wants to involve Rabbit in everything.
It's the extrovert versus introvert. Yes, I get it. Yes, I understand. I am very much Tigger.
Yeah.
I think I would see more myself as Winnie the Pooh, because Winnie the Pooh is pretty extroverted and loves food. Food. Anyway.
Yeah, I love Tigger because he's Tigger. I can't describe him better than that. He's just Tigger.
He's someone who will. He's the one that when you see him on screen, he is supposed to be the one that makes you smile. Even when he like has the moments where he gets in trouble by the narrator because he bounced too high on the tree, you're like, yeah, like his scenes are some of the funnest. Or when he like, yeah, just he's a good one.
Yeah.
So our introverted friend Rabbit. He's my lead. I did not like him growing up because he was
Same.
he bugged me because it's like why are you so mean? Why do you want to just be in your home and just chill and not do anything? And now I get it.
Now we're adults.
Sometimes we get it. Sometimes you need a Rabbit day. You want to be Tigger, but I'm 30. I got no. Tigger is tired. I'm going to be, just cozied up, when Rabbit, whenever he's like cuddled up in his big old blanket drinking tea, that's a good one. Him, Pooh, and like Tigger are all chilling. They're like, oh.
Yeah.
Heffalumps and woozles. Are we going to talk about them?
Maybe.
All right. We don't need to, but they were very well done children's story. Okay, so I don't want to move straight on from Rabbit, but I mean, we both are like, he's introverted, he was different, we didn't get it, but we understand him now.
Well, and here's the other thing about Rabbit is he still cares.
Absolutely.
He still cares. He still wants to be a part of things. And like I said, in the Very Pooh Year movie, the Christmas one, Rabbit gets so frustrated by all of the others and their flaws and quirks.
Does he try to run away?
That he's ready to move.
Yeah.
He's ready to leave. And then the narrator shows him, you can't. Like, he just, this is how things would be if you did. And
doesn't he like show him in the book himself? He's like, look. I haven't seen those in years.
And it's very cute because Rabbit realizes, I get frustrated with my friends, but I still care about them.
Yeah.
And then he goes and he apologizes. And there's the Easter one where he gets super frustrated because Tigger was a better Easter bunny than him. But he still, in the end, realized, they're my friends. I still need to be a part of things. I need to be the best Easter bunny I can. Even if it is partially competitive against Tigger.
I mean, Tigger can bounce.
Yeah.
Rabbit just hops, so it's fine.
Yeah. Moving on to our next character. A lot of people's favorites. Little Piglet.
Oh dear.
Piglet is our clumsy, very self-conscious, and shy and timid and scared character.
Everyone has a day where you are Piglet.
Yeah.
You want to go into a room of people you don't know, or you might turn into Piglet. Like, he's so sweet. Fun little fact, and it always makes me laugh, and I didn't realize it, but the actor who played Piglet originally, one of his last roles was the old man that gets thrown out the window in Emperor's New Groove.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry, I threw off the Emperor's Groove. That's Piglet.
I didn't know that. Yeah. That makes sense. I can hear the voices now. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Sorry. And it's cute because he's just timid and a lot of fun. Of course, nowadays, no, he's just timid.
Yeah.
He's not. I just see him as always with Pooh Bear. There's nothing else.
He is Pooh Bear's best friend. Outside of Christopher Robin, he is Pooh Bear's best friend. There's no other way to spin it.
What is today, Piglet? Monday. Oh, bother. But no, the real quote is, what is today, Piglet? Oh, it's today. Oh, my favorite day. And you're like, oh, they're so cute. Okay, so there's Rabbit, Piglet, and then there's Owl.
And Owl, in my personal opinion, Owl is probably the most forgettable of the cast. But that's not saying a lot because
he's not in it a lot. They go to his house.
He's not in it
half the time he just sends them off. He's like, "Good luck on your adventures. Goodbye, goodbye." And you're like, "They could die, Owl. What are you doing?" Oh, I have all my knowledge. It's like he's worse than Gandalf. He's like, "Oh, good luck."
He's Gandalf if Gandalf was 6 years old.
Yeah, you go out and you go find the wing. Okay, what are you going to do? Shows Gandalf speeding off, cuts in, he's eating a pet like a baby bottle. Yes. Anyway, sorry, that was a very random tangent.
But yeah, like I said, I think Owl is somewhat forgettable, but I think genuinely that's because, one, there's a good handful of characters, and two, he's not in it a ton. And when he is in it, he's not in it for very long. That episode or that movie with the Baxon, he is a major part of that one because he's the reason.
He's the leader. He has to lead that one.
Yeah. That being said, Owl still has his quirks. He is the embodiment of the I know everything. I am the smartest person in the room. Even when I'm wrong. Yeah. That every 6-year-old has. Owl is the embodiment of that. This guy's blue. I know everything. I get it. Everything is a fact to me. Right. And I don't want to admit that I'm wrong. And everything is about me. Right. And today's my birthday. You're like, oh my gosh. And I get it. We all were little kids. And that's what makes us laugh is because little kids will do those cringy things and we're like, ooh. Like I said earlier, it is very relatable with all of the characters, from everything. Then we have Gopher, and he's not in the books. And he's not a big character in the movie.
But the story with him finding Pooh Bear in Rabbit's burrow is one of my favorites.
It's a good one.
Shay.
And then there's the Christmas one where he's carrying the Christmas tree and trips into his hole, plants the tree on accident. He's a silly character, and I feel like he's more of a MacGuffin character. He is a MacGuffin. He's a very just MacGuffin character. I push the plot forward. That's it. Yeah. What's your job? I move it forward. But that being said, I like Gopher. I think he's silly. Christopher Robin. There's not much to say about Christopher Robin because these are all aspects of him. Yeah, to a degree. They're all from his mind. Yeah, when A.A. Milne was writing this, right? Because Winnie-the Pooh was his son's bear. And these were his son's characters. He's in a museum in London somewhere. Yeah. If he ever goes on tour in America again, I want to see him. I'll go with you. Okay. We'll do it. But yeah, these are all aspects of Christopher Robin. And our last character, who is not an aspect of Christopher Robin. Yeah. We have since mentioned him a couple times. Who? It's the narrator. Oh. Or A.A. Milne, the creator of Winnie-the Pooh. His input, mostly the narrator just drives the story forward, and he's got a good voice for it. And it's just, he's trying to tell the story. But when the characters interact with the narrator, there's some of my favorite parts. Like when he takes Rabbit on that adventure and is like, hey, this is how things used to be. Here's that one Easter. that you had so much fun with, right? Go back. You know,
when he turns
quit being stubborn. Go back. Hang out with your friends. Be with your friends. Everything will be okay.
When he turns the book to help Tigger from the high cliff, it's so funny. Or when when Pooh Bear says something and the narrator is like, "Oh, Pooh Bear," he's like, and he's thinking like, I forget the scene. He's like, he zooms up and Pooh Bear's sitting there thinking, and he's like, thinking of Winnie the Pooh. No, Pooh Bear. You know who it was? Winnie the Pooh? No, Pooh. No. Like just. I'll have to remember that scene. But I never thought of you do need to include the narrator, but he's not in it.
He's not a mainline character, but he is an important part of not the books, but the movies and shows. Yeah, he is an important part of the stories.
I mean, we are all the narrator if you do read the books, and it's just a lot of fun. No?
Yeah.
Oh. No. Oh. What happened? Who is it?
If a dragon becomes a necromancer. Sorry, D&D notification.
No! No! Did you guys hear that? No!
Willem doesn't like zombies.
No, I don't. No.
Anyway.
It's an unholy thing.
Not talking about zombies today. We are talking about Winnie the Pooh.
And just whimsical characters. And I mean, that's all the characters.
Yeah, that is our cast. And there's one of the newer shows where we actually meet his mom, Christopher Robin's mom.
Aww.
But I haven't watched any of those. I watched half of an episode with my son.
Cute.
And then he got mad because I wasn't feeding him. So I turned it off and fed him.
I'm sorry for yawning, everybody. It's killing me.
Yeah, those are our characters, and they are all aspects of Christopher Robin and of us, if we're being honest. Like, you can look at different parts of your own story, because each one of us has a unique story where we are the main character. And each of these characters in Winnie the Pooh, at some point in our life, was a part of us. Whether or not they are now, that's to be seen.
Some of you just grew up.
It's true. But yeah,
I did not. Just kidding.
I think
I am turning into a snuffleupagus. I know that is the wrong creature for this.
I was gonna say wrong. Yeah. Anyway, I've got 3 more points, and then we can get to that half page thing. This is more of the focus of Winnie the Pooh and why it's so magical outside of the characters. I think for children, and for adults really, but mostly for children, when they are developing their social skills and their ability to make friends and learning how to be kind to their friends, that is a major focus of Winnie the Pooh, is kindness and friendship. The focus on, these are your friends, you need to be nice to them, you need to go on adventures with them, you need to give them gifts, and when they get upset with you, you need to do your best to help them not feel so sad. Right? And that's one of the beautiful things about Tigger, is that when he understands that he has made Rabbit super upset, he does what he can to try to rectify that.
Even though he doesn't really understand how to do it.
Yeah. And on, same coin, different side, when we are learning how to put up with obnoxious people.
What are you trying to say exactly, Tim?
Huh?
What are you trying to say?
Trying to say you're annoying.
Oh,
just kidding.
Well, in all my days.
No, when we're trying to put up with annoying people and annoying situations and stuff, we can take a page out of Rabbit's book, and yeah, we might be upset, but we need to forgive. We need to move on. We need to accept that our friends are going to be different, that situations are going to happen, that things are going to not go our way, and we need to deal with it and move forward and try to be happy with what we have. Right. And that is one of my favorite parts about Winnie the Pooh is that it's teaching these kids how to take disappointing things and kind of put a positive spin on it.
It's definitely about kindness. Everything is about, many of the characters they're just all very kind. Like, of course, there's random things with, the rain coming down and everyone getting worried and, Pooh Bear must rescue his supper.
I think one of the best stories is when they're trying to find a new tail for Eeyore.
Yeah.
Because they all work together and they are trying so hard to help their friend who has lost their tail. And of course, Owl has it.
Oh, I was using it. What was he using it for?
His doorbell.
That's right.
He was using it as his,
that's right.
his ringer doorbell.
And Pooh Bear's like, what a nice doorbell. Like, all right. Basically, that's basically how it goes. He's like,
but even then, like, Pooh Bear knows what it is. He knows it's Eeyore's tail. He's not going to just take it from Owl.
You understand that you stole from our friend. Now we have to break your wings.
You sound like Dobby from Harry Potter.
The nose congestion really ruins it.
Pooh Bear is free.
Pooh Bear has received honey. Pooh Bear is free.
Oh man, that is not something I thought I would ever hear. Anyway, last 2 points before we get on to the final bit.
The final bit. Where I get
Winnie
to
the
talk.
Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is another reason why it's so good is it's funny without a lot of the need to think about why it's funny.
It's just silly.
It's silly, whimsical, and it's clever, and you never have to Doofenshmirtz the jokes. If you don't understand what I mean, Dr. Doofenshmirtz in Phineas and Ferb has to explain the joke just in case you didn't understand it, which makes the joke not funny anymore. But in Winnie the Pooh, the jokes are there.
When he explains it, it kills me every time.
It's true.
But it's only because it's true. Yeah. Well, that's another day.
I actually am going to mention Phineas and Ferb in a minute, but we'll get
that's it. Of course. Just kidding. DuckTales is a good part of that too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, it's funny and you don't have to think about it.
Nope. You really don't. It's simple. It makes a baby laugh.
Yeah. That is my number one point, is that it's simple.
A baby can laugh at it. Mm-hmm. Pooh Bear going, oh.
Bouncing. Ooh. 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 And the last thing, and I already mentioned this before, just a little bit ago, but it is relatable to how kids think. And it shows kids how to work around problems in creative ways and to be able to think through difficult concepts. There's a lot of these stories that the characters have a problem that they have to solve, and they attempt to solve it in a very creative way. And it is very reminiscent of how a child would actually try to work through that.
It really is. They're all little kids. Like, probably in another place out there, someone decided for all the characters to sound like children. But instead, they wanted to make sure that it was very clear and precise. Mm-hmm. We don't know what Pooh Bear sounded like in Christopher Robin's head originally, but now we can't help but, hear the very gentle old sounding man.
Now all you hear is Jim Cummings.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it's always going to be forever. Yeah. Those are all my points. I think that conversation we just had, that is why Winnie the Pooh has stood the test of time, why it is so popular with children and adults. I think I've seen more adults wearing Winnie the Pooh costumes at Halloween than kids nowadays, which is sad, because I think every child should grow up with Winnie the Pooh. But it's great because I love seeing the adults I love seeing the adults wearing Winnie the Pooh costumes because it shows that I wasn't alone in loving that character so much.
I think you'd be very surprised how many people love Winnie the Pooh. He is iconic. He is, yeah. There's just so many cute things. I think one of the cutest things, I won't be able to show it, but one of the cutest things I ever saw was an idea someone had of Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse when when he got brought on, and it shows Mickey wearing this outfit, and he has this is like big shirt with these weird pants. It was just a big one piece, and Pooh Bear walks in, and the original Pooh Bear never had a shirt, and then it shows Mickey Mouse cutting off the shirt and gives it to Pooh Bear, and that's how. And it's just, I don't know why
I've seen that.
It's just, for me, it's just cute, and we have to say a big thank you to Disney for making him what he is today. Definitely, if you read the books, you'll be like, this has a different taste. But I think because of Christopher Robin's imagination, his father's love for this character, and then Disney incorporating it, it's just amazing to see that this little stuffed bear filled with wonder and whimsy has become something so iconic. So I know this was all Tim's idea, but when he's like, I'll talk about Winnie the Pooh, I'm like, you make sure that you have like a way, because I could talk about that character for a long time as well. He is one of my favorites, which I'm always very surprised because I don't have anything in my apartment of him, and it makes me really sad because I always forget why. But
just say the balloon is Winnie the Pooh. Is Pooh Bear's red balloon. I know it's not. But
it's funny because when while we started this episode, I was like, oh, it's a little Pennywise light, and it's a red balloon. But yeah, it's funny because some people growing up are like, oh, red balloon is Pennywise. I'm like, no, red balloon is Christopher Robin. Anyway, so he's amazing. He's wonderful. And one random story is, I will never forgive the person who was being Pooh Bear when I went to Disneyland when I was in 9th grade, because he took a picture with all my sisters alone, but he didn't take one with me. And I know that I was 14, but gosh darn it, Pooh Bear was one of the characters I wanted to get a picture with myself, and I'll still be really mad. So someday, if I ever go to a Disney park and I see Pooh Bear, I am taking a picture with Pooh Bear alone.
In 10 years, we'll all go together. We'll take our kids. We'll go as a group and hang out, and you and I will get our picture with Pooh Bear.
Yes, love it.
The kids will have their chance later.
Take your turn. But the way they signed as Pooh Bear in the autograph book, it is one of my favorite. Like, he had no hands, he had no fingers, and they were like. And he grabs the pen and he held it like this, like a little kid would. And he just signed Pooh. And it was, it's so good. Anyway, Disney magic. Anyway, so what now? We're at like an hour.
The final thing,
which is nice.
I asked Willem a question before we started recording. And it wasn't a question.
It was a demand.
It was a demand. I asked Willem to think about other characters and shows that hold a similar charm to Winnie the Pooh. So I want to hear what you came up with, because I've got a list of 5.
I want you to take a big guess at what one of these characters will be. Just a big old guess.
Mickey Mouse. No, really.
Ironically, no. Mickey Mouse, to me, like, of course, he's wonderful, and I think he is a very whimsical character. But for me personally, can you think of one character that is comforting as Winnie the Pooh is, to me, personally?
Iron Giant?
Yep.
Yeah, that should have been my first guess. That's on me.
So I would say the Iron Giant is probably up there with Winnie the Pooh for me, as in someone like a very comforting character. I think he's simple. He learns, and when he's angry and is calmed down, he chooses who he was who he chose to be. And
Superman.
and speaking of which, I would say Superman is another one of those characters.
Mm-hmm.
I am very much not. I didn't really grow up having a lot of whimsical stuff, but for me, I think that the Iron Giant and Superman together were a combo that I have talked about many times on this show. So for me, that wonder and whimsical stuff and how to teach little kids. It was those two characters for sure. Mm-hmm. Now, a modern one, which I am 30. I have been living alone since 2022. And like alone, no roommates, no nothing, just by myself. And I fell in love. I heard that you should watch children's shows to learn another language.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
And I decided to watch the show Bluey.
Yep.
I'd never seen it, and when I tried watching it, and I realized like I want to watch it in person, and I mean in English, so I can understand them better. And it is a very comforting show. I absolutely love it. I will definitely have my children watch Bluey.
Yeah.
Her and Bingo are two of the sweetest characters. I do have that dog in me, and it is Bandit Healer. I want to be a dad like Bandit. He's amazing. And Chili is hilarious, and I can't get enough of him. So I'll try to think of a few more. I can't think of.
Well, and I think Bluey is another one where it's real world problems.
Very close to home. It's nuts nowadays. I'm
and
like, oh.
They're taken in a way that's fun and clever and creative. I like it. I watch it at work. I used to watch it at work before we weren't allowed to watch shows at work anymore. But,
oh, boo.
Yeah. I got my 5.
All right, I'm ready.
I'll rapid fire the first couple. Phineas and Ferb is a more modern one. I say modern.
2005. No,
yeah,
6.
It's
early
20 years old.
Yeah.
Early 20. Yeah. Early 2000s.
It's insane.
20 years old.
Really is insane to me.
Phineas and Ferb is one of those where it's, it's less focused on the real world problems and more focused on friendship and developing those.
And summer vacation.
That too. But it's more focused on friendship and building those relationships. And it's a really good show. I'm an adult and I love Phineas and Ferb more than I did when I was younger. Like it's just great.
That's a good show.
And there's, and again, there's jokes in there for all ages and they're clean, which is another thing that I think is great because you can have the dirty jokes and they're funny, but if you can have a joke that a grown adult can understand that a child won't, and it's a clean joke, then it's even more funny.
So can I throw Animaniacs under the bus then? Because that.
Oh, I didn't even think about Animaniacs.
That to me is another. That's where I get a lot of my humor, my fan.
Yeah, Animaniacs is more of a silly one, but yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
But that's what I watched. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Because there were jokes in Animaniacs that were made for adults that went right over the kids' heads, and it was insane.
We started watching Animaniacs again as a family several years ago when I still lived with my parents.
And were your eyes open like, oh?
I caught jokes in there that I had never caught before.
I've been traumatized. Is Gravity Falls on your list?
No, but it should be.
It should be. Well, okay, no. If we're talking about whimsical for kids,
it's not. Gravity Falls is great for a different reason.
I think it's more for teenagers.
Yeah,
like preteens.
That's the reason why. Shocker, Avatar's not on my list.
No, and it wasn't be on mine either. I will watch that with my kids when they're 10 plus.
Avatar is my favorite TV show of all time. That'll never change, I don't think. But it's not on the same level as Winnie the Pooh.
No, for whimsical with, and I know that's ironic that I said the Iron Giant, but I watched that when I was little, like my whole life. And my parents decided it, but oh wow, my parents thought it would be good to bring their son to it, and it's still like I'm looking at all the stuff of Iron Giant in my place. It's like I have a lot. So Tim is very set that it's like my favorite movie of all time. It's not, but it's definitely one of them. So
same with Hercules. Another show that I thought captures a very similar spirit is Berenstain Bears.
Oh, the PBS one?
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what that is, I am so sorry that you did not have a childhood.
Okay. So we're going with shows then, because that's great one.
I have a movie on here. Okay. I do have a movie on here.
Well, now I want to put Arthur.
Arthur's another good one.
Because Arthur and In Between the Lions, I think I learned so much about literature and just, oh gosh, great shows. I think Arthur definitely is up there for me when it comes to characters like Winnie the Pooh. I think Arthur. Oh man, Arthur was one of mine.
Good show.
Oh, you're making me feel very nostalgic and old.
Yeah,
I'm 30.
I love it. But yeah, Berenstain Bears was another really good one that my grandparents loved. We would watch it together, and they loved it because it is very relatable. It is real world problems, real world solutions. It's just our characters are a family of bears instead of people. And again, it's very real, very relatable. You can relate to each of the characters because it's a family trying to live and solve these problems.
The Berenstain Bears walked so Bluey could run.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I want to say, whenever I think of Bluey, I always think about Blue from Blue's Clues. I think Blue's Clues would be on that list for me. Not like if we think about any early Nickelodeon show, it's Blue's Clues for me. Steve is just a highlight, but Blue, I still have an idea of a crossover episode for Blue and Bluey, but that's for another day. I want it now.
We'll pitch it.
I would love to. I have a very cute idea for it.
My next two are tied together.
Ooh.
Because they're in the same universe.
Oh.
It is Mickey Mouse and DuckTales.
Oh.
Mickey Mouse, and I'm talking about the old Mickey Mouse, before Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, before modern Mickey Mouse. I'm talking
Willie?
Not quite that far back. I'm talking about the old animated Mickey Mouse.
Like Three Musketeers, or we're
Three
going back?
Musketeers. There's
So like the one from the 90s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Earlier than that even.
So you're thinking more. So after Walt Disney had been gone?
Oh, I don't even know when.
70s.
The events. Probably around that time.
Okay.
But we've got the old DuckTales that my dad grew up watching. We've got that Willem grew up watching. I didn't. I have seen them. I have watched them. They're great.
One of my favorites.
Chip and Dale, Donald Duck, his adventures. There's the one episode of Chip and Dale
Darkwing
Duck. There's the episode of Chip and Dale that is forever burned in my head, where they basically take over the backyard of Donald Duck with his train and turn it into an actual city.
Okay.
That they live in. Like Donald has all of the trains set up in the houses, and the houses actually have stuff in them. But yeah, and then Chip and Dale move in, and then there's the giant redwood tree.
Giant redwood.
And
see? The apple core one.
or Little Redwood.
Little Redwood.
Little Redwood.
But he goes, but the apple core. Apple core. Oh, who's your friend?
Yeah.
Me. Okay, but Tim, babies. Like we're talking about, because those shows, like I think little babies can watch, but if we're talking like from 1 to 3,
Mhm.
I think we really have to go. And of course, like little kids will get that. Again, I was a toddler. I watched Iron Giant, but I grew up watching it more and more, and I fell in love with it more. But if we're talking about shows like I'm the oldest little siblings, a show that my little sisters loved. I have to like throw Dora in there, but I think for sure a better one that was so cute for little kids, interactive, a lot of fun, and whimsical, and probably one of the best shows in my opinion was Backyardigans.
Backyardigans was good.
Fabulous show. I think that they were all, and I know that we are like two grown men. One of us is a dad. I can't believe we're talking about kid shows like this, but if we're really going to talk about the whimsical and attention-grabbing and simple stories, Backyardigans is up there for me. It's just simple and sweet.
And if you talk about Backyardigans, you have to talk about Little Einsteins.
Okay. Never saw it. And
that's okay.
I was too old. Too old. This shows the gap.
It's another one that was along similar lines as
there's a few episodes that I saw, but I was like, oh, it's cute.
My last big one is a movie, and it's Studio Ghibli, and it is My Neighbor Totoro.
Really?
Yeah. I think My Neighbor Totoro you could watch with I will probably watch Totoro with Cal and Sabrina, and we will watch it when he's old enough to recognize people and faces and things. So in a few months, because it's very cute, and it teaches you to enjoy the simple things, to have adventures, and to enjoy what you have in the simple things in life, right? Because our main characters go off and they're exploring their new home, and they discover Totoro, this giant monster that's actually just a snuggle bug, and it's such a cute movie.
It's very cute. It's a good one.
It is a very good movie for younger audiences and adults alike.
Well, I have no notes about it because it's such a cute one, and I think the main thing that I've taken from this is that simple story. It doesn't have to be this colorful, loud diarrhea Christmas lights that we see on some shows for kids nowadays. I think Bluey shows us that we still have shows that are simple, fun, but still teach lessons. And I think what we grew up on, again, simple, fun, straightforward, still taught lessons. I think trying to put a moral of a story is still very important, and I think it is possible to try to teach that at an early age. So I think this was a wonderful discussion. It was cute, it was fun, and it helps to remember that sometimes when you're trying to think of a story, you need to imagine how a little kid could grasp it, and that will probably help you make a good basis of a good story. So, yeah, great discussion. I am satisfied with my care.
Me too. That was a good conversation. I love Winnie the Pooh. I love all those characters, and I'm so happy we got to talk about it.
I'm glad. So happy. It's really good. You're a good dad, Tim.
Thank you.
Well, before I let Tim end us off, I just want to say thanks, everybody, and listen to our other stuff. And if you have any ideas, any children's shows that you loved, anything you want us to talk about, let us know. We'd love to hear about it.
Or if you have ideas for a brand new one, an original children's story that you'd like us to talk about,
we'd love to
reach out.
We'd love to go with it. So thanks, everybody. All right, Tim, let us off.
Well, like I said, this might be one of my favorite episodes we've done.
Aww.
Because I love Winnie the Pooh, and it's great. But yeah, thank you for hanging out. If you made it to the end, thank you. Thank you for showing that you love Winnie the Pooh as much as we do. And yeah, as always, love each other, be kind, and remember, it's the simple things that make life worth living. And until next time, TTFN, ta-ta for now.
See you later, bitches. Bye.